50 Ways I Screwed Up My Life. Chapter 15, Love. What did I think in my youth when I heard or read the word love? One thing I know for certain is that I never used it myself, much too scary. I understood that the word was used in different ways by all sorts of people. Love in a pop song was something different to what my parents shared or what some people called the love of God. I didn't really attach much importance to love. It was just one of those things that would come in time. And when those things did come, I naturally assumed I had been right all along. Love was something that people had when they loved each other. Yes, but what was it? A very beautiful and deep feeling, that's what it was. When I fell in love and suddenly felt that very beautiful and deep feeling for somebody, that was love. Now I loved somebody, and if the other person was also in love with me, that was real, true love. When you first fell in love, you had a very intense, feverish feeling, but that passed. Then suddenly you felt those beautiful, deep feelings for each other less frequently. If those beautiful feelings were absent for long enough, and the empty place was filled with feelings of anger and disappointment, then there was no love left. Then you split up. I sometimes felt powerless about the way things went, but that's just the way life is. Until I started reading authors like Erich Fromm and Scott Peck, and things slowly began to dawn on me. Thinking that love is a beautiful and deep feeling is now for me comparable to thinking that the earth is flat. The earth is round, and love has nothing to do with feeling. Well, little, of course. It often starts with falling in love, but that changes if things go well into love. And this brings us to what I discovered. With the phrase, if things go well, in the previous sentence, I mean, if you want it, and if you do it. Love is thus something that you must want and then something that you must do. It doesn't happen spontaneously and is not dependent on all sorts of feelings. After a while, I reached the conclusion that it often comes down to two tangible things: time and attention. If you give the other person your time and your attention, then you love the other person. You give the other person love. And what you must want and then do with that time and attention is make the other person happier because of it. Another person will not be happier because of your deep feelings. Another person will be happier thanks to the things you say or do. Another person will not be happier if you hit him or lie to him. Another person will be happier if you are kind to him. But another person will also be happier if you are honest with him. And often honesty can be awkward for you, but especially for the other person. How can somebody be happier if you do or say something nasty? It is nasty in the short term, but in the long term it is actually good. For example, if you say, "Stop lying," something similar is not saying or doing something that you like, giving something up so that the other person is happier thanks to that. For example, by not saying yes to a child throwing a tantrum, no matter how nice and convenient that would be. Sometimes love can be downright awkward.